guys, what's up? It's Nikki. I got a cool one for you today. So I 3D printed this awesome Venom. He prints in 3 parts. So he has the bust, the tongue, and then there's like a little base that he sets on, which is right here. So he just plops right on top of the base, the tongue goes inside the mouth, and then it becomes one cohesive piece. So I will leave all the information in the description box below where I downloaded this awesome design. I got it on Etsy, so check below for that info. So I started out by priming this Venom. I primed him with flat black primer because I just thought that would make my life a whole heck of a lot easier. So after he dried, I brought him in, and now what you see me doing is very sloppily painting the inside of the mouth and the gum line. So I'm not trying to be precise at all. I really don't care about this first layer because I know that I'm eventually going to be going over it with white for the teeth and black for the body, so I can clean up all my mistakes later. So in the interest of time, I'm just zooming through it and making sure that the areas that are going to be seen are at least covered properly. And so now I'm going to do the first coat on the tongue. Now to get this color, I mixed red, pink, and brown, I believe. And I'm just putting on this first coat, and then I'm going to set it aside to dry. Okay, so now I'm just basically doing the same thing again. I'm doing a second coat, and I think I ended up doing 3 coats in total, and now I'm just doing the same thing again to the tongue. So now I'm just taking white craft paint, and again, very sloppily applying that to the eyes because I'm going to be cleaning this up as well later with the black. So I try to plan out my stuff when I'm painting, and I do the stuff that I can cover up with a darker color, and I try to do that first so that I really don't have to be so precise. So if you plan it out good in the beginning, it makes it a little bit easier as you go. And so now I'm painting the teeth, and as you can see, I'm creating the gum line that he has. So I'm covering up all that red that I got on the teeth, and I'm just cleaning it up, and I'm using a bright white for this, but I'm going to go over that later with some other colors to make them look dingy. And now I'm applying a second coat to the eyes. So now I took a lighter pink kind of fleshy color, and I'm very lightly kind of dry brushing that over the tongue, and I ended up doing this inside the mouth as well, just so there's some other colors, it's not just one dimensional. And so this is how the mouth turned out, and the teeth. Those teeth were a pain in the butt to paint. Like every time I thought I had them covered, I flipped Venom a different angle and realized I missed so many spots, so it was tough. But now I'm taking gray chalk pastels, and I'm shading his eyes in the corners, especially the rear corner, and along the edges. And I just did the same thing to the other eye. And now I'm taking a stiff craft brush, and I took some gray acrylic paint, and I'm just kind of like blotching that on his eyes because he kind of has like different gray tones, and they're kind of in his eye, and it's kind of blotchy in the corner. So I'm just trying to replicate that as best I can. And now I'm taking a teeny tiny brush and white acrylic paint, and I'm going over the veins in his eyes just to brighten them up so that they stand out against the gray chalk pastels that I added to the eye. And so now I'm going to dirty up those teeth, and I'm using 2 different shades of chalk pastel. I'm using a bright yellow and like a butter yellow, and I'm just brushing that over the teeth, and this made an absolute mess. And for some reason, that really bright yellow chalk pastel, like it stained the inside of his mouth kind of. As you can see, like it's kind of on the gums there. So I had to go back and I had to touch it up with some paint. So for some reason that yellow was super pigmented, so that kind of sucked. But now I'm taking high gloss acrylic paint in black, and now I'm going to be coating the entire body, and I'm also going to be cleaning up all that mess that I have around the eyes and the mouth. And that is all done, and now I'm just taking that teeny tiny brush and white acrylic paint, and I'm painting over the bulging veins that he has coming out of his back there. I totally missed that. The vein doesn't even go in that direction. Wow, that sucks. And now I am just adding other veins where there isn't any, because he kind of has a lot of white veins. So this model didn't have too many veins, so I'm just kind of adding my own just so that it looks kind of balanced over the entire bust. And I don't know if you can see, but also inside the mouth, I shaded the bottom of the tongue with black chalk pastels and the bottom of the mouth with black chalk pastels too, so that when you look at it, it looks like there's some depth to it. I also did it down the center of the tongue that you can see from the top when you look at it from the top down. And so now I'm going to be working on the base. And I kind of had a vision for the base. I wanted it to just look like stone, like just kind of like a concrete block that's obviously been cracked because there's cracks in this base. So I'm just kind of putting on like a just standard medium gray tone, and I'm just putting that on with a brush. And I never paint the bottom of my prints because I kind of like the filament showing at the bottom. Like you can see what filament I use to print it. So I think that's kind of cool to leave the bottom exposed so you can see what it started out as. And so now I'm taking black chalk pastels and like a 45-degree angle brush, and I'm really cramming that chalk pastel in those grooves around the letters because I plan on going over the letters with white, and so I think that's really going to make the edges pop. And I don't really care if I'm making a mess with this because I'm going to end up using the black chalk pastels all over the piece just to make it look kind of grimy. So I'm just kind of slapping it on there, and now I'm going in the grooves all around the perimeter of the base. And I'm also going to be applying this into all the cracks that you see on this base. So now that I got it nice and grimy looking, I am taking a lighter gray on this fan brush here, and I'm using a very small amount, and I'm just slowly building the color because I want it to catch in the layer lines and just add like a nice texture to this. And so now I am applying white paint to the base, and I'm almost done, and at the end of this video you will see the little surprise that I added onto Venom just to make it pop a little bit more. So leave in the comments below if you can see what I added to him, because I think it turned out really cool. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!